Things we can do before Weston gets up there as well.
I got 1 minute, can you do that?
Conditional, conditional acceptance for total trailer division 1.
There's a subdivision down there, Dad's truck stop off of, Northwest West, yeah.
Total trailer.
Total Trailer is the name of the business as well as the
Oh.
subdivision.
Okay. That's not a single wide multiple subdivision we're putting in.
No. It's commercial subdivision.
Okay.
I have right-of-way documents for my own road project. This is Purple 55, Marchand. It is the second to last one. The last one will be Coons, and hopefully it will be coming soon.
Good job. Standing.
You could talk to Weston about it. Weston is the one on First Street that. Oh, First Street. Okay.
49th North, what's the problem? Progress of the engineer to be able to notify Rocky Mountain Power.
I'll have to double check. We met with him a couple times, but I haven't seen a lot of stuff.
Because if you could get at least that outside boundary so they know where they're gonna have to do
I
that.
think they've got most of the surveying done. So I don't think they've got it down on paper yet.
Just to get them in the queue far enough so we don't hold the school up too long.
Okay.
I don't know if we're gonna make it. Before they get it done anyway. Before they get finished.
Can always have going on. Just information, yeah, it's just information that we had on there. The other information or piece of information we have is, so we've got with the travel policy now. We've got some per diem checks, being requested, and you'll see a number of them. So 4 for next week, and then about 14 for the week after that, and that is trying to follow the travel guidelines of business travel expenses of not using the county credit card for meals. Because that's what current 512 says is if per diem stuff isn't obtained prior to travel, don't use a county credit card. So there'll be there's a number of different per diem checks that you're gonna be asked to review and approve. There's they've been into Munis, they've already been put through most of them. So you'll be seeing those, and I don't know what the process is, if we have to bring them to you direct, or if Kayla Lawrence from, or not Kayla Lawrence, Carolee Mon from upstairs brings them down to you, or what that process is. Is that usually what happens?
Yeah, it'll be in the claims.
So where these are, there's 4 of them that are for next week. And they just got approved today. Is she gonna bring them down?
Claims, or if they need it before then, they can bring it down individually.
So does Karen Lee do that, or do I do that?
Carolee probably will.
Should come to you, but they should be printed today, when they were approved this morning.
They should come to me, or they should go to,
I'll double check with her. Make sure.
okay, cause I've got 3 of them here. But as has been submitted, but I don't have the 4th one. Okay, I'll leave these with you then.
Can we, questions, how
Yeah.
you slip in one of our offices and visit with you real quick?
Yeah, it's a
Oh, okay.
1-on-1, so. They didn't make Austin cry.
He did give me some tissues.
Yeah.
Just in case. We could probably do total trailer, couldn't we?
Yeah, we just did.
Oh, you did that already?
Yeah.
That's already been signed.
Perfect. Jeez.
Paul's in us over here.
Wade has anything that we could.
I don't have anything there.
Okay.
Anything I can do for you.
Maybe
Nice to see you.
an update, I guess, on the Hammond Road widening.
Yes.
Supposed to be substantially complete today. No, it was
See you,
supposed
Josh.
to be.
Yeah, they were doing, I was yesterday or.
They haven't even started on the west side.
They haven't, so they're thinking probably about a winter shutdown and.
You negotiate the penalty.
Yeah, well, I asked the engineer to come with some suggestions.
What's the penalty?
Well, if you do the liquidated damages, I believe it's $1,000 a day.
Yeah, because you could just see they were putting
Yeah.
the effort into it.
Once they went to work on it, they made progress.
For about 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
They haven't even really been working on it anymore.
Like I said,
They're paving now and they're installing the infiltrators up there at
Yeah.
49th.
How much longer asphalt plant's gonna be open to continue paving?
They figured they would be done paving 7 to 10 days. Depending on the weather.
Are they gonna try to pave the stuff that got grubbed out?
So they're gonna pave the east
east
side of the
side,
road
yeah.
and then do the west side next year, so.
it's good they get away from that Iona intersection. It would be nice.
I think
Sure,
they're.
plus there's traffic to have that down to one lane on the northbound. That was almost good news.
Well, it was looking, I didn't think they were gonna make their 45-day deadline, but
So they just are saying after they pave this, they're gonna stop and do the west next year.
just do a shutdown for the winter and finish it next year.
See, that way we can drag the inconvenience out for you at least for over 2 years.
Yeah, then you'll get Iona started in the spring and.
Just in time to dive into
So how
49,
much,
right?
how much asphalt are they actually adding
Um,
on either
it
side?
varies, right, 2 to 4 feet depending on the area.
And then that'll give enough
Yeah.
for 3 lanes. Is it gonna be pretty tight? Like, are the 2 side lanes gonna be right to the edge?
No,
Or are they gonna have a little bit of
have a
asphalt
little bit of a
ribbon
shoulder there.
shoulder?
I think it'll be a little wider than it is between Lincoln and First Street, because we just used the existing road.
The same. Yeah, that's with what they have shut down there, Ammon Road at about 5 o'clock, trying to head south. It's a joke. You just don't go that way, cause there's no left turn lane,
Yeah,
so everything's straight. And there's no room to get on the side to go right like there usually is, so. I just gave myself a mental
Going
note,
south
avoid
of
at all
town.
costs.
Through the borrow pits.
Yeah,
Thing
exactly.
that they make those, get the big potholes, or make their own turn lane.
So did we ever figure anything else out on Rammel? Or Romrel?
No, I didn't.
Ever hear anything back from them?
them, so.
so back on Ammon Road where Ammon hits Beach's Corner. Okay, where it hits 26.
Right.
There's a truck tire eating pothole right at the edge of the
Is
asphalt.
that on the radius?
That's why I'm asking you. I don't know where's ours and where's theirs.
Well, if it's on the radius, then that'd be the state. State's
It's
right away.
Is it when you turn onto the highway or before the highway?
well, it depends on if you turn before you get the pothole or after you get the pothole.
It's a tire if you get
Here it's currently inside their right away.
Thanks, Weston.
Hi, Weston.
This is the right of way documents for First Street is parcel number 10, the Hess property. Yes. We thought that would be the most
expedient rather than maybe you get hold of him later and that works.
So we have a preliminary set of plans that we're looking through and reviewing right now. We hope so, yeah.
Is all this stuff being hauled from the injection site going across where that road's damaged, or is it?
Well, they're going across Highway 26. And up
Yeah, there was one.
105th, and they're damaging the road shoulder. They are,
Making a mess of pretty much everything.
yeah, but they are down.
Where's it going?
They're supposedly going to a pit just in Jefferson County, like 2 miles away.
It's Bateman Brothers Pit.
Yeah,
Jefferson
so
County.
it's not-
They're just building it.
They're
Yeah.
taking the
Storing.
storing it there.
Storing it to
taking
sell
the
later.
excess, yeah.
Yeah. They're filling in a pit so they can dig it out later and sell it.
Wow. Are they required under the grant or something to get that out of there? Is
Well, I
that
have
right?
to, because they're expanding where it's, next phase is where their pile of dirt
The
is.
grant's a 2-phase and the
Oh.
pile of dirt's phase
It's
2.
sitting on top of.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
But they're damaging the road.
They're damaging the 105th, yes. They're tearing up the shoulders of 105th.
Let's see, there's a constant line of trucks.
Well, that's one of the things that I've been meaning to try to get with Austin about, is like, so do they have a permit to haul that out? And if they have a permit, they haven't been necessarily having a traffic control plan or anything like that, or where they're hauling it.
State did the traffic control plan.
So
Which had to
do they
be
have
done, well,
permit
someone was
from
asleep
us
because
that
it's,
we can say, well, because of what you're doing,
We
you're
gave,
damaging the
we
road.
gave them a use permit to continue operation, but I think we could send them a letter and basically say as part of your,
You're gonna have to repair the road
Yeah.
damage that's happening.
we've noticed as part of this, that road damage is happening. Plan for how you're gonna take care of this in the long run.
So if you want us to write that letter. if
Yeah,
give
would
us a
you just
contact-
write it and then just so you can say exactly what's happening to the road and then we can send it to Progressive.
had a one of their side dumps broke down. It stopped to make the corner on the 105th and didn't go. Sat there and a service truck pulled up behind it. They got the truck moving, pulled it around the corner, and then they had to manually push the service truck. There's 5 guys pushing the service truck across from the center turn lane to off on the 105th.
And you notice the fire going down much.
Oh, well, they're
They're hauling a lot
they're
out.
mostly, well, they're hauling off the rock side and they're hauling off the dirt side, the clean dirt side. And so you can't see the rock side, all you can see is the line of trucks waiting to get on the highway. But the clean dirt side, they're back probably 25% of the way east to west. In fact, the loader was in there working against a bank he was cutting off, and I'm thinking if that bank goes, his loader's gonna be under dirt. He's,
Are they highballing that? Cause I wondered if they wouldn't put a cat in there or something to push that down.
there was
Like a
nothing on
flywheel.
top, there was a front end loader digging at this thing from the bottom. And the height of the dirt wall was 3 times the height of his cab. And
Where
that's not how that works. So,
somebody sees that in the mining company or the mining ocean people, the M-Shop people will come in and get after them for high wall and that.
yeah.
That was my biggest. concern.
That's the word for it? Yeah.
Get the dirt out, somebody's gonna have to push it down.
In fact, the semi that he was loading was close enough, it would have been buried. It would have been poking up, but it certainly would have been driving out of there and that. And that's just my inexperience looking at it doing building collapse. I think dirt walls do the same thing.
Yeah. I'd like to have
been
some of
under
that
one
dirt
once.
out there, but boy, it's that traffic trying to get out on that road and come back towards Idle Falls. Those guys are jumping out in that turn lane and then jumping on 105.
Well, when they pull out of that parking lot, they're going clear into the turn lane. They're going across, into the third lane over.
It's not a good scenario.
They didn't make a, pull in,
I wondered about, if you put county line out for bid, if you could kind of get the gravel for free for whoever, just bid the hauling.
That's one of the things we talked about, but we need to finish up the review and go to bed.
We've got about 7 more of these coming, so.
Yeah, but you'd have to make sure the gravel was there at the time you're gonna do the construction next year.
where's the nearest crusher?
Well, the nearest crusher is all, but they have mobile crushers. They
Right,
recommend
Yeah, but this would just be,
Brett Price is
Pit run.
right there. close.
this would just be raw pit run.
Yeah,
What's the stack of county trucks up at the Irwin yard?
they were hauling material up there. Get ready
Are they
for-
done or
I think they're done hauling up. They were working on High Country Road.
circled the wagons that were waiting for an attack of the natives?
Yeah, they were working on High Country Road until the weather's kind of drove them out of there. There's still a few spots on High Country that they still need to fix, but we got a lot of
How
it.
much snow you get though? It looked like it, this last storm was just kind of sprinkling.
I don't think there's been a lot of snow stick. I don't know if, but Gray's Lake, there's an inch and a half that's pretty much stuck there.
Aid.
Yeah, what was, that Grace Lake thing, did you ever talk to them on that, why it went upside this last year?
That was the last year and we did what they asked because it was the middle of the season. We haven't seen this coming years. And I sent him an email with all of that stuff attached and haven't heard back from him.
Cause that was a heavy year, we had a lot of snow.
Well, so the price, the way that they had been doing it was based on the previous year's snow event. So the one before that there'd been a lot of snow that year, and so the price had gone up.
Well,
But this year,
Clarence
we do
is-
have the price of it, and it has come down from what the price per mile was last year.
Okay.
But it's still, and that was in the information that I sent to you, I think, was showing what they had, at least the public works director had proposed.
Yeah, I looked at it on my phone and started to see the details, I'll have to go.
You can get a bigger phone.
No,
They have like this big now.
So is that First Street parcel?
Grandkids love them.
Is that the last one?
No,
Still.
there's
have
one in
more.
the eminent domain,
On First Street.
yes.
And that'll usually take 2 to 3 weeks to get scheduled, and then they.
Well, and Weston, this is another issue that he hasn't quite got through that yet, but they've had that direction from the commissioners to go to eminent domain now for probably 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the status is, so. But that would be the Wagner parcel on the north side of First Street.
How much is your cost per mile plowing?
I
Do
don't-
you have that number?
No, we don't figure it up quite that way.
Yeah,
Countywide average.
this seems really high.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I tried to come up with a per mile cost and it was. We're trying to compare apples and oranges.
Yeah, it is. It's two different things. I agree.
I will tell you, and this is what we talked about when we saw this, none of my operators had as much overtime as Dwight did or reported, none of them. And that included Wes, who was out checking roads early in the morning, as well as plowing and everything else. Dwight had over 40 hours of overtime.
See into his final 3 years for his average.
I don't know.
I know the game. I watched firemen play it.
That was, like we talked about last week, that was one of the things that.
Well, I mentioned that in the email that I sent.
Come up here, Wade. I want you to just tell us what's going on, if you don't.
Oh,
If you don't
I
have
was just
anything
here to
write,
listen. I didn't bring anything from the city, so.
Well, good, then it'll be off the cuff.
Yeah, I'm ill prepared on the spot. Trying to think that, something, if you're interested, but we have, the mayor has asked us, each department to present every month, and we're CDS, my department is presenting this Tuesday. So we're going through our permit review, the main thing we're working on right now is try to get some better efficiency out of our permitting review and make them a little bit faster and better, and so we're trying to solve that problem.
see if you can get Bear back as a customer.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know that one.
He's usually pretty vocal.
Yeah, he calls me quite frequently when they're doing a project over there at Power, but I'm trying to think of some other, sorry, I'm a little slow on this one.
I've got some personal experience with how it would improve to have a little bit more efficiency in your permit review.
Yeah, we're trying to just do a little bit better job, but I think we're coming along. We had a nice meeting last night about it with Councilmember Burtonshaw and our what is her position, Margaret. We sat down and had a whole bunch of directors talk about it, so.
By the way, Margaret has been very good to have.
Yeah.
To helping bridge that communication.
Yeah, the issue
To
that
help
we're.
him understand what's going on.
Yeah, the issue that we're running into, there's certain departments that collaborate, maybe I'm getting a bit into the weeds, but like us in Public Works, for example, I think do a good job talking because we're in the same building. But there is some siloing with certain other departments.
Exactly.
And so we're trying to bridge that gap a little bit.
That was as you know,
Mhm.
the frustration is everything would look good. And then all of a sudden another department weighed in and said,
Yeah.
oh no, wait a minute, we need 2 weeks to do this, and then.
Yeah,
And that happened 3 or 4 times.
yeah,
Because when we talked to Lisa a little bit about it, because she was asking questions
Mm.
on the difference, because she heard from some of those out at Reed Dairy that
Mhm.
she was there on the groundbreaking and says, oh yeah, we'll have this, and then it kept dragging on and on.
yeah,
But the thing, and I was asking Austin, because the process that we went through with Idaho Falls Power, I think the request came in after Reed's Dairy and was done way before.
oh.
And I was asking Austin what the difference was. He made a change partway through. Do you want to explain that to him about the plan review?
Yeah, what we did, cause we've always let people submit their building permits before the plat's recorded, the final plat is recorded. And then we just put a hold in the permit, right? So that says, don't issue this until the final plat's recorded. Part of the problem we were running into that though, is some bigger projects as we did that. And then we spent, 30 to 40 hours reviewing all the information and then the project will never get built. So what I did is I went and changed it in CityWorks, so when they submit an application, we go in and review, make sure everything's there. And then we send them a plan review invoice, which basically covers our time to look at their plans, and it basically says this is at your own risk. If we review the plans and you don't end up building the project, you don't get this money back because we need to be paid for our time to do this work.
Yeah.
So that's kind of helped us bridge the gap of we're still getting paid for that time. It doesn't really impact what my inspectors are doing. But most of the time, we have permits ready to go, sitting there long before the final plat's ever recorded. So then the day that the final plat gets recorded, or conditional acceptance gets done by Road and Bridge, we can just go in and release the permits, and we're not just starting that process at the time of conditional acceptance or plat releasing, which is kind of bridge that gap a little bit.
Do you find that overlap a lot? Like that,
Almost every project, yeah. And the other thing is about the plats that we try to do. And Road and Bridge is good about reviewing them really timely too, but when we get in like a revision or anything, we just try to review it as quick as we can, send out the comments, and then we can just tell people, hey, this is all in your court now, right? It's at your pace, it's when your engineers get the things done, we're not the ones holding you up, so we've just really tried to get it so that review process is pretty front end and quick, and then if we're waiting or if something's not happening, it's usually on the customer, not on the county.
And it's documented that way so that they can defend themselves.
Right. yeah,
I mean,
yeah, we
it's
get that complaint a lot, find that it's out on the other end.
and
Yeah,
it's so much better than it used to be, because we used to get quite a ways behind.
Hmm.
But you guys ought to sit down and visit if you're looking for suggestions.
We're also in the process right now, and we'll have them come out and train when we're done, but we're getting a software called DigiPlan that moves all our plan review to online within CityWorks, and it will work for plats and improvement drawings as well.
we use Bluebeam.
Yeah, which is what we've used now, but the nice thing about DigiPlan is it's totally integrated. So if I'm online and I go in and make comments on a plat and David's making comments at the same time, David can see what I'm writing on there. I can see what he's writing on there. And then when he's done with his review, there's a button you can click that just says generate report. And it will send them back the plat or the improvement drawings or their plans, whatever it is, with a title page that says, this is what the markups are, this is what you need to fix. Then when they go in and re-upload their documents, there's a button you click that runs them side by side, and it shows you what changes, what pages they've actually made changes on. So it'll be like, okay, well, they made updates on 2 and 3. So when you have, a 500-page commercial plan, you don't end up looking through all 500 pages again to make sure that there wasn't other changes. So I think that will help streamline our process even more, because as soon as you're done with your review and click generate, it automatically kicks that report out to them and says, here's what you need to fix.
So
So,
that could take care of some of your sign away thinking.
Yeah.
and that would help with the other departments, because they can set it up so that it all kicks out at the same time. And then everybody just has a different color. So everybody's marking up the same set of plans, but if it's fire, might be red. If it's public works, it'll be yellow. If it's me, it's green. And then it tells them when they get the plans exactly who made the comment. And so you can do all that review simultaneously instead of, 4 separate steps. And we're in the same boat now with Fire District 1, because everything goes to them. It's part of the reason for this is so we can just click it and it'll go to everybody at the same time.
So you're gonna keep us involved in that?
Yeah, so we'll have some beginning kickoff meetings to get it started, and then when they get to the point of building everything out, we're gonna pull in you guys and everybody, and then they'll come out once we're done for like 3 days and do training on whatever you want, so.
Have you heard anything too? Was it your clerk's office? I know was wanting access to CityWorks. I'm assuming it was all taken.
Yeah,
care of.
we got that.
Yeah, it was just so that you get the information from us.
Well, I appreciate you looking into it, reviewing it.
Oh, yeah.
To see where,
There's
sometimes you don't understand how critical 2 weeks are. I mean, right now he's up against trying to get the laptop laid so that if they can get things built, he can start in the winter, the permits are there, he already has blacktop and they're just right up against weather now,
Yeah. Yeah,
Sometimes just 2 weeks makes a difference in months, for sure, at the tail end.
yeah, if there's efficiencies, we definitely want to make it easier to build. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that interesting to know just from doing some data. I didn't pull anything from the county. Was it from 2022 to 23 or 2021 to 22, our median house value jumped by 130,000. Just that big jump in 1 year was really surprising to me.
What was the year, Joe?
I think it was 2021 to 2022 in the city of Idaho.
Big year, yeah.
But are just, because the mayor has tasked me with trying to figure out affordability in the city, and it's really a bear. I don't know how to
Trying to figure out what.
housing affordability in the city, and we have, I was looking at a study. It was just reported on the East Idaho News, and 17,000 Californians come to the state of Idaho. 14,000 Washingtonians come to Idaho. Doesn't mean they came to this side of the state, but it's, what is that, 30?
Maybe we can get that wall built on border.
Yeah,
I don't want.
yeah, but yeah, 31,000 just from those two states.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to be able to track what what values are, just come sit on board of equalization hearings. The assessor assesses, because that's about the time it took big spikes.
Yeah.
So I know, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, we looked at our permitting data. This is kind of interesting too. The last 2 years, we've built more multifamily than we have single family, which most people, I think.
That's what it is.
And,
Anybody that's
building-
driven around town.
Yeah, we built 333 more multifamily units, and then 291 last year.
Doors or.
Units is, so it'd be
Each
yeah.
unit. So it's 33. I mean, they've got no parking units.
Or correct, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so it's not the buildings, it's the units.
The
it's-
doors.
Yeah, the doors, that's
Okay.
correct, yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting, and I'm seeing it spiked, and then it actually is still maintaining that trend, so we'll probably be building multifamily, I'm foreseeing in the next few years, more than single family. We have a ton of pent up, I was looking at that data, we just have a lot of pent up demand, and with that influx of people that are coming here, that's just what's being built.
They're all gonna open and being in the rental business, it's gonna depress the price.
Yeah,
And then they're gonna quit building.
Can become more.
yeah,
affordable.
it'll equalize out, but right now we're catching up, I think. And that's kind of the trend you're seeing across the country in general, is that more townhomes, and that's,
Just unsolicited input. You know, it's becoming the image of the new Idaho Falls. It's gonna be a city of apartments.
yeah. Yeah, so it's just interesting to see those trends as planners, we get geeked out by that data, but just kind of interesting.
So I know I've asked you about redevelopment stuff before, you're talking about housing affordability
Mhm.
I think we've talked about this a little bit before, but I've seen places that you can get redevelopment funding and then people would use that, or cities would use that for housing affordability, right? So they take more rundown areas of the city or whatever and help people with their down payments or to incentivize them to get in and
Yeah,
then
we don't-
revitalize that area. Is that something?
Yeah, we don't do down payment assistance. There's really only one tool that we have, and that's through IFRA, which Commissioner Walker sits on. We have one district that's being created, that's it, the funds for infrastructure are helping with. They say it's affordable, it's a little more market rates, the Willow Creek one up on the north side of town. So yeah, we have used it for that, but we don't do like down payment assistance.
I just know like when I was down in Utah County, they took a lot of the old Provo area.
Mhm.
The city of Provo, and they had taken some redevelopment money and they'd basically say if, you know, you're a young couple between this age and you buy a house in this area, we'll assist you with your down payment or give you this much money out of the redevelopment to incentivize kind of revitalizing that area and, you know, moving some younger people into those older homes. Seemed to work pretty well.
Yeah, they have a lot, just because I worked in Utah. a couple
I know
years
theirs
ago.
is different, but
Idaho just has the one redevelopment agency tool. It'd be nice to have some other stuff, but that we just have the one in the state of Idaho.
And I think the results after yesterday kind of put that assistance to home builders to bed. Yeah. Holds at $25,000.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Idaho does in the
With
next
the
couple of
feed-ins
years.
to
If it
developers,
levels out or keeps
where that money
climbing.
is
Yeah, I don't
actually
know.
gonna go.
I think it'll keep climbing. That's just my personal opinion. I don't
Yeah.
think we're leveling out anytime soon
That's
with
the,
housing prices.
that's the anecdote I hear. Just kind of build to get us out of it.
We'll call it the Reed wall instead of the Trump wall.
I didn't have anything else. I was just here to listen, see if there was anything needed. So.
Just be thinking about, people to appoint to the Ag Protection Board. Probably need at least 3 within the next couple weeks, and I know that each one of you has given me names, but maybe just get together, the 3 of you, and decide
Do we wanna bring
what
all
3.
the suggestions in first to all be with?
I think it'd be a good idea.
Interview them?
Yeah, so if you guys just wanna put together a list of who
Yeah,
you want,
I
then we
think it'd be a
can
good idea.
call them in once we get that taken care of, so.
Would you email us the group you're thinking about? And then we can add to it or.
Yeah,
Thing it.
yeah,
Hard to come up with viable suggestions. Don't know exactly what they're buying into when they.
Well, that's why it'd be good to just sit down with them and make sure that
Yeah,
they do.
they know what they're getting into.
yeah, and I think it's one of those things that'll probably be really busy for the first little bit of it, and then it'll level off.
So when will that board be active? When do you want to get this active?
So the next week, the ordinance will come before you, so depending on how that moves forward, then we'll have to adopt some bylaws and some terms of service and all that stuff for the board. Then we can start appointing.
You probably look at January then before you have an active board meeting.
Yeah, we probably won't have the first meeting till January, so hopefully just by the end of the
Yeah,
year.
but you have to get the appointments. and
Right,
bylaws done.
right.
Because we'll start taking applications. We have to start taking applications January 1
Okay,
at the latest.
Do you have any type of bylaws?
I have it all drafted on my computer, yeah,
Okay.
so
So
I just need to,
You don't lose your.
I just need to go review it. I did it a couple months ago. I just need to go make sure everything's still where I want it, but that's all already put together, so.
okay. Good.
Thank you.